Hi, and welcome to the second video in my fantasy art series. So today we're going to be highlighting the artist Brom, whose full name is Gerald Braum, who's been very active for about 30 years, painting fantasy art, book covers, a lot of gothic and horror art. And we're going to start out with this incredible painting. So we have this book here. It's a reprint of Robert E. Howard Weird Tales stories from the 1930s. So they were originally printed in a magazine that people could go and buy, I guess, in general stores and such. And his stories have been reprinted in many versions with different art being contributed by many different artists. So book versions, comic book versions, computer games, trading cards, statues, just all kinds of stuff. So if you watch Gary B's channel, you've probably seen many of those things. I don't know if Gary B has this book, as I'm relatively new to his channel and haven't watched every one of his videos. But this is an absolutely beautiful volume. So we have the book over here on this side and the slipcase over here on this side. So a very hefty case for it. This is the cloth bound version of this book. There are also leather versions, which I wish I had, but the price to buy those when they came out, I think, was around like $500, which was out of my price range. I think this was about $150. This was published in 2008. So this starts with a map, and then we have the amazing print or art print insert here. I'm having some trouble trying to hold the camera and get the light. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So this beautiful painting by Brom. So we've got Conan. He's holding a lion head here, often called Amra, or the lion. And some carnage of a battle in the background. And we can read here, deluxe edition of And Their Memory Was a Bitter Tree is limited to 500 cloth-bound copies. That's what this is. And 100 leather-bound copies if you're lucky to have that. All signed by Brom. And this is hand-numbered 19 out of 500. So, awesome, awesome, awesome book. And I really need a taller camera stand. It's very hard to do here. But I'll just quickly show you the table of contents. Again, all reprints from Weird Tales from the 30s. So, Queen of the Black Coast, Shadows in the Moonlight, A Witch Shall Be Born, The Devil in Iron, People of the Black Circle, Shadows in Zambula, Red Nails, Jewess of Galthur, Afterward by H.P. Lovecraft, and poems by Robert E. Howard. You can't really get much better than that. Some of the absolute classic tales here. And pause for a second. Okay, so next we want to check out the Brom trading cards. These are from 1995. They're produced by a company called FPG. And their art he's done up to that point. Of course, he's done lots more since then. So if you don't know this artist, his name is Gerald Braum. He's 56 years old. He's from Albany, Georgia. He's been working as a full-time artist since his early 20s. Did a lot of work for TSR with the Dungeons & Dragons type fantasy gaming back in the 80s. Also the Dark Sun line. But he's best known as a kind of a gothic fantasy artist. He's done book covers for Michael Moorcock, Anne McCaffrey, Terry Brooke, the Robert E. Howard book we just looked at. He's done lots of comic covers. He's done art for computer games. He's just done all kinds of stuff. And for people who kind of watch my channel regularly, if you watched Freedom Sufferer's Star Trek videos, There was art by Brom in some of those sets, so you can go back and watch his videos. So he is all over the place, and his stuff is so cool. A little bit of a warning, though, that some of it is kind of horror related, gothic horror, so if you're a little bit on the squirmish side, you might want to skip it, but I don't think it's really that bad. So we'll just start out, and then so it has the image on the front. This is, of course, Elric from Michael Moorcock's series. I'm also a huge fan of his work, and I have lots and lots of his books. And I have some signed ones that we can look at some point, too. So on the back, it has the title of the painting and then description. So this painting is called Lone Wolf. About my favorite painting to date, this is a rare piece where everything seemed to just fall into place. And yeah, this is a great Elric painting there. Next painting is The Shadows. Fling off the shadows and let the butcher be seen. Intense painting there. Next one, Into the Fray. Having grown up on Frazetta's powerful barbarian paintings, I never miss a chance to paint an out-and-out battle-crazed warrior. Awesome. Got this guy on some kind of fantasy animal there, sort of like a bird reptile. Lone Trader. I took a subtle approach to this painting. The storyline follows the danger and solitude of desert tradesmen. Wanted to try to convey this by showing the trader warily approaching the villa. So that's what's going on there. Next painting. Hunting Shadows. The neon glow of an alien sunset sets the mood for this hunting or hunted adventuresome elf. Check out this guy. The Affront. The use of a simple composition and symmetry and contrast help make this into a powerful painting. I think this is from Red Sun, I think. Next painting, The Searching. This forlorn half-elf continues his lonely trek, now with one less obstacle to overcome. So these are all kind of from the same series. This is elf again. A stand is made. A last ray of sunlight frames the hero just as he is surrounded by one of my favorite subjects, the undead. So check it out. We've got some undead here. More elves. One of my most popular paintings, this wild elf is waiting just outside a golden den. Happy hunting. And yet another elf. Rex, with heavy heart and great trepidation, he enters into the dark lands. I know this is a very famous Brom painting as well. Dominator. I wanted to paint a female warrior who looked like she could actually do some damage. So she can do plenty of damage. Got another battle scene. Blood Weaver. Out and out, unapologetic blood, muscle, and mayhem. More elves. Lost Trails. I think the question here is, what's going to get him first? So it's cool there's a story with every one of these paintings. Got this guy. Rebel. You can tell so much with just a face and hands. Throw in a few disturbing elements and you have a very moody piece. Yeah, definitely a very intense painting there. Here we have our female warrior again. Dominator 2. Cape filled with hot desert winds, the Dominator prepares for battle. Got some car chase. Warbird, cyberpunk elves, a go-go. Explosions, guns, cars, tattoos. What more can you want? This painting is The Manifest. May the shaft fly true and pierce your rotten heart. That's pretty awesome. Bar hopping. This is an early acrylic painting. I paint primarily in oils now, done when I first started in the fantasy field. Lone Stalker. Men were a dime a dozen to Lone Stalker. She'd find one, play around for a while, and then make a trophy out of his dang head. Don't want to mess with her. Next up, Clergy Anne. She was bored and slightly agitated. Her boyfriend was dancing with Shonda. She decided that shooting him would be a good way to get back. Later, she would deny being bored. So, don't want to mess with any of these women he paints. And this is certainly a horror piece, serving up a head there. Disturbing looking figure. The Servant. It seems this avant-garde biomechanism has had enough of her abusive master. Well, almost enough. Maybe just one more serving. And certainly horror piece here. Allure of Damnation. It was the cries of the vanquished that her heart so desired. Another very famous Brom painting. Transfixed. I like the effect of graphic design mixed with highly rendered elements. Red Hand. Nobody really knew what her problem was, but she was certainly unsociable as hell. Vexitus. Like a bandit, she preyed upon the night. Well, this is a creepy painting. The Weird. What can I say? The writer wanted me to come up with the most unusual magic user. Blazon. In a last stand of bold defiance, she turned and faced her adversary. He has a lot of characters where you can't see their face, with like these masks on. Miss Muffet. Even the wicked have their phobias. Bug. Jungle Queen. Powerful beast, his domineering priestess, the lush jungle elements. This piece came out rather pretty. Beast. Just another blood-suckling vixen. Yeah, he has a number of those. Doomed. Despite the bravery of his gallant marine, I think he's quite simply outgunned. It's a guy in a pipe. Ballistic. Circles make such wonderful compositional elements. In this case, our vein-bulging mutant is framed by a multi-stage nuclear missile. Oh, okay, he's inside a missile, not just a pipe. Haven't looked at these in a while. This is another famous Brom painting. Enchanter. With the hypnotic jangling of his bell, this rather hungry demon lures weary travelers to their doom. So he rings that bell, lures you in. And you're going down. Alright, next up, Night Devil. His hunger pushed him forward. This guy's got a severed head. Crustacean. Even with his foul head removed, the creature still gnashed and bucked. Influx. Flushed with malice, this armored Dark Lord demanded their reverence. Another robot. Anthrax. Thumping along in a fierce pace, these insect robots invaded Earth, killed every living human on it. Yeah, they're not messing around. Quad Runner. Biotechnical rampaging carnage. Check this out. Certainly in the big creepy category. Cloaked One. Heart filled with loss, the tattered form wailed to the great night. The Perch. With a bemused grunt, the creature contemplated its damned soul. Four Rings. This really is just an excuse to paint a nasty beast up close and personal. Eyeball rings. Blackface. Was the task of trespassing the sanctity of the dead. Foul Thing. And when the night fell, The foul ones belch forth from their rotten holes. Getting a little reflection here, the light. Glee maker. In his heyday, he was all the rage, ever in demand at societal birthday parties. Then, yeah, he did some nasty stuff. Getting into the definite horror elements here. Thorn perch. Ghoul in the pew. I think I'll kind of move a little faster because we've got a lot left here. Guardian. Knucklehead. This is a nice painting. Reverence lost. He held my life balanced in his hand with a graceful gesture. Let it fall. And lots of blood in this one. Final curtain. Dr. Ill-Hearted. So the vampire. Rat's Den. Boulder Dash. Hoodoo Man. Overload. Overlord, actually. Overlord. Looks like these guys have followed a giant. Toppled. The Overlook. Got some sorcery going on. Druid. He likes slightly lobotomized undead. There's a dragon. Dragon's nest. Some stickage here. These cards were in binders, so they weren't... Oh, these two were together in the binder because they're duplicates. That's why there's the stickage going on. I'm actually missing one card. I'm missing card 72. This is card 61. So Brom, yeah, did a series of dragons for a while there too. Underlord. Beviled. The Harlequin. Underworld. More dragons. Gargoyle, I guess. Endless Nowhere. There's a skull with some jewelry. Skullberries. Creepy Clown. Oops. Sunface. I took a surreal approach to this painting in order to convey the true menace and power of the demented clown. Another creepy character. Stringer. Another creepy clown. Jack. Jack in the Box. This guy. The Plucker. Your eyes are in danger with that guy. Guitar Man. Head cheese. Look at this guy. Yeah, this is the kind of art Brom's really known for. This gothic fantasy horror stuff. Horse head. He's got a bone in his mouth. Skullduggery. Some kind of undead dog here. Dog. Flesh eater. It's a minotaur. And it is a minotaur. Look at all these landscapes now. Grinning Wrath. Seductress. Lost Heroes. These are all from that Dark Sun series. Ravengers. Passage. Buccaneers. Desert Realms. Yeah, check this out. The Charge. Dragon Song. And the checklist. So the card I am missing, number 72, is the Plaything. And then there were 5 metallic chase cards, which I didn't seem to pull any of those. So this is a tour of the fantasy art of Brom. I hope you enjoyed that. Pretty intense. I've got a lot more of these fantasy trading cards, different artists, so you will be seeing more in the future. But please like, sub, comment. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you later.